I was the foreman on a job, so I oversaw the crew I had, but being a smaller job, I also was in charge of running the MC, running the conduit, roughing in the walls, installing the light fixtures. Working in an old mansion, the walls were built to last, so they were about 2 foot thick of brick, block, concrete. We had to penetrate walls, which took a while to drill through them. We had to channel the walls out to get our power and lighting down, the wires down for our boxes to fit in. My one panel feed I had in the basement, I had to go through a wall, and it took me almost 8 hours to drill through to get through the wall. It was that hard. I mean, you're drilling into concrete and sparks are flying. That's how hard it is. So the hardest thing with some of the light fixtures that were being handmade is they were being made in Montana. They were all different. So our boxes and our blocking that we put in to support the light fixtures were kind of, I won't say guessed, but we did the best with the information was being relayed from Montana to us. So it was a really neat job, and the owner was extremely happy.
The project I did was the primary power for the Sky Rush roller coaster at Hershey Park. We installed a high voltage switchgear, which was a 15 kV switchgear. We installed 4 high voltage transformers, a motor control center that ran all the motors and brakes. We installed the primary Very drive for a 1500 horsepower motor. The main Very drive had 24 conduits coming up underneath it, and I had to get them all perfect because we set the main drive in place before the building was actually built. We had to run over 12 conduits across the bridge structure of the old Comet roller coaster that was built back in the 1940s. And during that process, Spring Creek flooded 3 times that fall, which the first time it flooded was Hurricane Lee. So we ran into quite a challenge getting our conduits across the bridge. We actually had to do it in a John boat. The coaster was over 212 feet high, and we ran cable tray and the lighting and receptacles over the top of the roller coaster, which was real challenging. And we worked over 200 feet in the air. We worked on a creek in a boat. It was a project that was done over the winter. The job was done safe, and that was the most important thing.
It was a Cigars International retail store, interior facade. We started June 1st when I first come on site, and we wrapped up second week in November. 10,000 square foot building, approximately.
Well, this is actually a prototype building. From what I know, there's another building out there that actually is. It's a humidor, so they have, for the cigars to stay, I guess, in good condition, you'd have it at a certain humidity. And there really wasn't a project that was done like this before. And it was just interesting, working on that, learning from it, because there really wasn't anything we could go by, like a set, for how these buildings are done in the past. So it really was challenging working with that, learning as we go.
The building inside the building, it's actually like a little village, and the way the roof came in, it was like a reverse hip, and trying to figure out all the angles and all that was quite challenging, and it was way up there.
It's the first one I ever did, design build project. Very interesting. It's every day is a new adventure there, because the owners would come in and they would have different ideas, and we had to change things and that we already done, and we changed things to make things different.
It's the best project I've been involved in the time I've been with Lobar. To stand back and look at it, it's a beautiful building. It's beside Cabela's, it's kind of in a perfect area. And just the idea of standing back and looking at what happened in a short period of time.